Hey everybody, welcome to today's video where we are going to continue the Jedi 10 Rules of Behavior. This week's rule is the first one that comes to us directly from the fiction. Understand the light and dark in all things. Light and dark. That dichotomy doesn't really exist for real Jedi, but we can still use that terminology to get the point across. Real Jedi, we kind of understand that life in the universe, it's a plethora of colors with very, very many shades. That's just life. It's not black and white. There's not just light and dark. There's a lot. There's a lot out there that we have to contend with. However, how do we use this rule? There's good and bad in all things. There's good and bad in all things. I'll use a personal example here. I was once married. Now before I go further, allow me to say, I like where I'm at. I like where I'm at emotionally. I like where I'm at physically. I like where I'm at career-wise, financially. I like where I'm at currently. The direction I'm going has me really excited for the future, and I really like the things that I'm working on and the direction that I'm going. So I like where I am at. I am good. I like it. I couldn't be here without my ex-wife. I couldn't be here without having been married. I had to go through that. Now that situation, that entire journey, oh, there's good in there. There's light in there. There's great things in there. And there's dark. There's bad moments. It just didn't work out, right? There's a reason why it's divorce. There's a reason why exes, right? So there's good in there and there's bad in there. And that's all situations. But here's how we apply the rule. Here's how we apply it. Where you're at now, this is where you need to be to get to where you're going. Those things that happened to you in the past, that journey that you've been on, you needed to go through that to get to where you are now. These aren't things to be regretted and lamented. There's good and bad all around us. Understand that. It's just about understanding that it's a cacophony, man. There's going to be good and bad in everything. It's perspective. Your focus determines your reality. But even that doesn't change the things that are going on around you. You can change your perspective. You can understand that, hey, maybe this natural disaster that happened led me to this opportunity and a lot of good came out of it, blah, blah, blah. That's still bad stuff that happened. That's still something sad and something painful and something tragic that happened in order for this good to happen. There is good and bad and light and dark in all things. What this rule is telling us is there is no black and white. There is no dichotomy. This rule actually undermines itself because fiction, but it undermines itself with the whole point that there is no light, dark. It is a mixture of everything. And if you want to use that terminology, if you want to use those labels, you certainly can. You can certainly call that dark, or you can certainly call, you could call tragedy or heartbreak or loss dark if you want to. But is it really? Are we just going to associate all things when we feel bad as dark? That's not really how it works, right? All situations are this flood and this mixture of good and bad. And we use those terms very, very loosely. We use them very loosely. You don't know what's going to come out of what, right? I was in a really bad situation before I got married. When I met my ex-wife, I was in a bad place. And again, all around, emotionally, physically, career-wise, like all of it, bad place, right? People around me, bad place, right? Dark, if we want to use that terminology. And then marriage, and then different direction, and hope, and love, and all these things, and it didn't work out. It did just, because of a lot of reasons, because of a lot of reasons. But then the cycle, the journey continues. That's not to be regretted. It allowed me to grow as a person. It allowed me to confront some things. It allowed me to go through this journey and to get to where I am now. I couldn't be here without that. And that's important. That's what this rule is telling us. There is light and dark in all things. So don't go looking for light and dark in all things. Understand that these things exist no matter what. In order for there to be a hero, there has to be a tragedy. People need saving in order for there to be a hero. There's good, there's bad. Those are light and dark things. We can look around the world and we can see a lot of dark things happening in the world around us, but we can see a lot of light in that darkness. We can see the altruism, we can see the compassion, we can see the kindness, we can see the heroism arising from that. All we're really saying here is that life is a journey, and every event has its ups and has its downs. And the only time one stays permanently at that is if you're at the end of your journey. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. I truly appreciate it. You know where the buttons are. You can like, dislike, block, ban, subscribe, unsubscribe, whatever makes you happy. May the Force be with you. Don't go looking for one or the other. Don't let this rule, with it being born in fiction, that false dichotomy, trick you.